There we go.
Yeah, now it's on.
I should be seeing a red line up here saying it's being recorded, and I'm not seeing it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
all right, good. I put my mouse over. Does that make it? No, it's not making a difference.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm seeing it too, so. Yeah.
All right, good.
Yep, just recording.
All right. So we start out with Giannis here, who's, by the way, has done a beautiful job showing us how he put this together. Let me ask you, Giannis, before we look at the shot, what
Yes.
kind of time frame does it take for you to assemble all these things?
Only it's about half an hour.
About half an hour in Photoshop?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a
Blending, yeah, and blending. The shooting was because I have included the splash. The splash is a very irritating thing for me. It took me about 1 hour. What?
Would you say
1.5.
irritating?
Yeah, it makes me nervous, you know. I don't. When I first shot the CK Calvin Klein perfume, I didn't take those curtains, shower
Uh-huh.
curtains, you know.
Uh-huh.
And my studio was like it had passed a tornado, and I
Ah,
was
okay.
like all the day cleaning up. And for the second one, for the Prada, I took like 10 bath towels, make them around. But yeah, 1.5 hour for the shooting, and half an hour or 20 minutes about blending them in Photoshop. Yeah,
Is that about
with
typical,
yeah, with
typical for your type of work?
I'm sorry.
Is that about typical for your type of work?
Yeah, I do that all the time in my studio. Yeah, that's why I do portrait about fashion and cosmetics. Yeah, that's my specialization. Yeah.
I had someone send me an email last night who said who took umbrage with my 30-day portfolio. And I'm not talking about an entire book. I'm talking about a tab, you know, like let's say you're a food shooter and you want to add beer.
Yeah.
And he said, you can't do 30 shots in a month. And I'm like, oh man, I know guys doing 30 shots in a day.
In a day,
I know
yes.
people doing 30 shots in a week. If you're a commercial photographer and you're only doing like 10 shots a month, you're either doing very highly specialized composite work where you're pulling in, you know, multiple days shooting to create one thing and spending hours and hours in Photoshop, or you're just not in business. I mean, you got to be able to create 30 pictures in 30 days.
Yeah, really I saw your video last night for 4 o'clock in the morning and downloaded that PDF about the portfolio. And I was like, wow, what a beautiful video. I saw it. Yeah. You did a very great job there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
For this specific assignment, I did 5 assignments, each day one. Yeah, I wanted to try everything, you know, and this came out very nicely.
Yeah,
beautiful.
This is terrific. This is a terrific shot.
Thank you.
And you know, compositing has gotten so much faster with all the tools at Adobe Photoshop. I can remember talking with the retoucher for Chris Chrisman. And they were saying there was sometimes 4, 5, 6 hours of stuff. And now 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's the tools have become faster, the machines have become faster, and all of that. So, and we're learning more.
That's right.
Learning more how to prepare for the collage or the composite.
Experience makes you build up that workflow that you were comfortable to work with. That's right.
Well, this is a terrific shot, and over here, you're. I mean, I don't have any critiques of the shot other than wish I'd shot it. Other than that, your splash is great. This flame, what a great idea for the flame. I love the background here. And the smoke now, is that Photoshop smoke?
No. It's a vape from a vape.
Okay.
I blew it off, you know. just I had my that a crazy idea to make that happen. What I had in my head, inside my head.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Crazy
But
ideas.
yeah, it was a bit difficult because the back side of this bottle is curved and it's a mirror. And Diane asked me why the lid shadow doesn't match with the shadows, the black shadow on the bottle. And I told her because I did everything and I couldn't get that. But if I did that shadow to match the lid, would have been too messy, too busy with highlights and shadows.
No, this is just fine. I really like, by the way, the juxtaposition of this line coming down into the dark line here.
Yeah,
That's just
that's why I did that.
great eye candy here. Same thing over here. We come in. This bottle, by the way, this is the one that's shaped like this, right?
Exactly, yes.
This is
Yeah.
one of the hardest bottles to shoot. There's
Yes.
also one that Mark Lunn was working with that is like a triangle, like this.
Triangle, yes. Yeah.
And it's curved on the backside. You talk about a struggle. That bottle is tough as well as this. This is beautifully done. Your again the logo popping out, the splash. Just a well-made photograph, Giannis.
Thank
Great
you so
job.
much, Dan. Thank you.
Yeah, and guys, check out. Download is this thing. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Thank you for taking that much time to do it.
I'm pleased to share that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. And Arnold, boy, you and Arnold set the bar high.
Hold on, hi everyone.
Very high, but
Yeah, for this
really,
concept,
really nice shot.
I did not want to do the backlit background or light background again. So I had to do something different because I've done this bottle before. You have seen this from me before. So I said I can't redo that again. And the concept actually is there on the comment. So that's a kind of like a test for me to see if the concept would work visually before I actually do it. So there it is. And the behind the scenes, I just showed the composite work of it. And I actually, when we did this, Yanis way back showed me the he was doing like the soap thing. I don't know if you remember that. And when he was demonstrating that to us, you just pushed actually the soap into the liquid. And that's what I did. Basically, I just made a mock-up of the bottle, same size. I covered it with the same, basically same color, well, bluish.
Mhm.
And then I just pushed it down into the water to get the splash. Instead of me using a trigger, because I have the Pluto trigger, I didn't even use it because I could not have the same amount of control. So the splash that you see there is basically just one instance of it, me just pushing it down. The key here though is I made the water thicker with xanthan gum. Because I needed more control in terms of how the blobs come out of the water. If I didn't do that, it would have been a lot messier. So this is almost like gel-like. I mean, it's not the consistency of shampoo, but it's kind of quite thick water.
Kind of like a body wash gel. A real thin gel.
Not that thick. It's less than that. It's
Okay.
more of a diluted body wash consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just the little bits of light that we have, just the way the light plays on the cap here and here, that is all lit up. That's really important. And then to have this gradient here, and we've got a gradient there, and we've got a gradient here. All these gradients just play with our eye. We love it. The eye loves it through here. I love the big highlights through here. Really, really nicely done, sir.
Thanks.
Great.
Yeah, and the behind the scenes shows how it was done. You can see, yeah, it's the same Yeah, that's where I took the splash. And then the larger wave is from the bottom plate. And then I have a background plate, which I shot.
Got
So,
it. Well,
I mean, it's just plexiglass. And I put a black cardboard underneath and cut out the size of the bottle and lit that with another flash in the bottom. So this is just 2 flash setup. It's just a couple of speed lights.
mhm.
And then for the rocks, I just poured unbleached flour. Because I didn't want, if I had gotten a regular flour, it would be whiter, it would not look like rocks. So I got unbleached flour and I just basically slowly poured it down until it builds up like that. Because if you just pour it like at once, it's not gonna have that
Sure.
randomness.
I would never have guessed that was flour. Wow. I thought it was a rock. But you
Yeah.
gotten rocks, yeah.
Well, if that would have been my last resort, if the flour didn't work, I would probably have put pebbles in there. But I said I gotta make the flour work.
You know, Giannis, what are you using for your lights?
Screams.
No,
That one
but
that
your
is,
flashes, what are they?
you see the overhead flash that is
No, is
reflecting
it, I
from the
mean,
head?
is it a studio flash?
Studio flash, yes.
Yeah. It's really interesting that Giannis is using high-end studio flashes and Arnold's using speed lights, and we can't tell the difference. The amazing thing about where we are in photography right now is, believe me, 15 years ago, if you'd gone to a product photographer and said, yeah, did you ever use speed lights? He'd have probably just bitch slapped you. He just did like, kick you out of the studio. It was unheard of. And now, not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's like you just pick the tool that you want to use, and if it's appropriate for the job, you do it. Really great work, Arnold. Great job. Super cool.
Sorry,
Oh,
Don,
hey Don, one comment about that. I actually prefer bill bulbs, but the bill bulbs that I have broke. So I was forced to work with speedlights. So
Well, yeah, and that's fine. You know what's fine about that? Because you picked them up and you did the job. So we are visual problem solvers. And so you like one kind of light, but wasn't available. So you chose another kind of light and still made a great shot with it. Right? That's the key. That's one of the things that I do in Project 52 is I try to help the students, the photographers that come in, understand that it's not the gear, it's the light. And so you could do this with speed lights. You could do this with bronze colors. You could use $12,000 worth of bronze colors or $200 worth of
You can
speed
do that
lights,
even with the ambient light.
or you could do it with mirrors and sunlight.
Yeah.
Or you could do it with fluorescents, curly bulbs, or LEDs. It doesn't matter. Understanding what you want to get back, you realize that you can grab whatever tool you feel is appropriate, whatever tool you have, and create what you want. And I see other people online, and it's like, you've got, this is the pro photo that I use, and you've got to, you start feeling like you got to go and buy a pro photo to do it. No, you can. It's the result that we're after. The tool is pro photos are nice, believe me, they're very nice, or about bronze colors, but that's not the point. Really good. Yes, Patricia.
sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to ask if it was okay to ask Arnold a question.
Who did you want to ask the question of?
Arnold.
Yeah.
He has in his thing that he mocked up some sort of a bottle to push into the water. I was just wondering, could we get more detail on that? Because I was trying to get the splash as well.
Right. Well, okay. The markup is actually plastic, right? It's a plastic. It's almost like a siding. It's as thick as the bottle itself. Right, you basically draw an outline on the plastic and cut it up.
Oh,
right,
okay.
And when I did that, I had to I could not find exactly the same color tape as the bottle itself. So I had to find something identical, right? Now, if you look at the comment there, the replica, right? That is nothing but a cork bottle. I mean, a cork itself in there. And then so because I had to simulate that gold thing on top of the bottle, so I had to replicate everything so that when I push it down into the water, the outline of the bottle, the way the water interacts with the bottle, the mock-up bottle, is identical to the bottle itself. Because if
Yeah.
I did not do that, once I do the composite, it will be off. Everything will
I
be
know,
off.
because I tried doing it with something different and it was
Yeah,
off.
you can't do
That's why
that.
I
I
was
mean,
asking.
you want, when you do this, you want to be exactly the same shape and form as much as possible. Right? If it has specific colors in the bottle itself, you want to simulate that. If it's a white bottle, preferably you want a white mock-up. If it's a clear bottle, you want a clear mock-up as much as
Okay.
possible. So the
Oh,
reflections and everything else that happens in the water will be identical. It will not be like a mystery, right? So that's
Okay, but
the
it's
key. Yeah.
but it's just kind of, it's nothing particular. It's just sort of
Yeah,
homemade.
it has
some
to be
bits and
identical. I
bobs
mean,
and
the
stuff.
size
Yeah.
wise, because when you do the splash has to be the size of the bottle itself,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Your splash, if it's not the same size of the bottle that it actually creates with the original bottle, it's going to look off, right? It's not going to be consistent. There will be no cohesion between the two of them because the size will be different, right?
Yeah. Great. Okay. Lovely. Thank you.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Norm.
Morning.
Hi. Nice splash, Norm.
Thank you. This was a tough act following those two experienced guys. This is the first time I ever tried doing this kind of thing. And what about the cheapest speed lights you can get?
How much were they?
I think I got 3 or 4 of them for about $100 a few years ago.
That's pretty close because I got some Amazon branded speed lights here
Oh yeah.
that were $24.95 free shipping.
Yeah.
That's about the cheapest damn light I own.
I think these are called Young Noir or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, those are actually good. That's actually a good brand now.
Well, when I bought them, they were real cheap.
Yep. Yeah, look at this. This is very nice. Your splash looks good through here. Your splash looks great through here. I like a little bit of the reflection of the Old Spice there. Very nice. Norm, I would warm this up just a little bit here. You know, we
Yeah,
got
that
this
part was
red
pretty.
up here. Just maybe a little bit of red down here, just a little bit in the reflection to remind us
okay.
that. Highlight looks good. The highlight is very small here, but I think it's in kind of in keeping with the light, the way you've done this, your lighting here. What is the light coming through?
Well, there's the speed light is behind a couple of scrims directly behind everything. I use that for both. There's 2 shots here.
Ah, yeah, this, yeah.
The snooted light was just for the product. I didn't use that with the splash.
Okay.
And the water was in like a cookie tray that was filled with water, and I was just dropping stuff into it, and
Okay.
so I got a good splash.
Okay. You know the best place for you guys to keep your snoot? Who knows where the best place to keep your snoot?
In the closet?
In the closet. They're very specialized lights. So it's giving you this very rough, hard light here.
Yeah.
That, you know, I don't want to say that it's not right because I'm seeing this, but I would not see this in an ad, Norm. I would see it in an editorial approach, something like that, but I wouldn't see it here. So what I would tell you to do, honestly, is to take that out, that hard light out, and add a softer, like a soft box right across there.
Yeah, yeah.
that, you can do that in Photoshop. You can create the layer and tailor it, fill it with white, and then take your opacity back, make it look pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
Because the shot overall looks good. Now the snoot is doing a nice job with the label here, but it's just those darn highlights are so sparkly and so powerful.
Yeah, that did kind of bother me, but I wasn't really sure what to do about it. For the time I had on this, I let it go.
To come up with to use the snoot for it may not have been a wrong thing to do, because you don't want to get light everywhere. You're just kind of focusing it. So maybe what you do is you just put a little bitty scrim right down here, and you focus the snoot at the back of the scrim. Then because the light is gonna the bottle here is going to reflect what it sees. Right now it's seeing a tiny hole with light in it. Here it would see a bigger square with light behind it. It would get that something a little bit different. So yeah, I'm not a big snoot fan, as you guys can tell. I think they'll get you in more trouble than they'll get you out of. But in this case, I think you can fix that pretty well. Yeah. Now tell us how you did the splash.
Yeah. Well, I tried a lot of things. I had this, like I said, I had this cookie tray, and I filled it right up to the top. I did not have the product in it. And I just,
Bella was still pissing herself.
what's that? Well,
So
anyway,
what do you need?
I was just dropping stuff.
What is it you need? I'm in a class. Tell me what you need.
Hello,
Go ahead.
am I still on?
Yeah, you're there, Norm.
Oh, okay. I was just trying different things to drop into the water, and when I first saw the assignment, I didn't want to do it because I thought you needed audio activated laser triggers and stuff, but I was just trying to do it by hand. And so I tried dropping coins and marbles and nuts and all kinds of things. I think I ended up with a small onion or something, and I must have taken 100 shots and finally I got quite a few that looked pretty good, but this one was it. So it was just an eye-hand coordination thing to drop and snap,
Yeah, it's just your eye hand, and you do it, and when you first start, you think this is impossible. This is impossible.
Yeah.
But you do it 10 or 15 times, and all of a sudden you find you can do it. You can do at least get it 2 out of 3 times type of thing. So yeah.
So then I managed to composite it together. I'm not real great with Photoshop, but managed to, it's a little rough around the edges there, but
Yeah, looks okay.
when I did it, it was, the splash was just like black and white, even though I didn't shoot it in black and white, but I needed something. So then I threw the color in with Photoshop, and that seemed to make it look a whole lot better. So, yeah. And I had this clean up. So there was some splash coming forward that I masked out so that I was trying to stick to your brief as best I could.
Sure.
And so I just cleaned out everything that was in front of the product.
Nicely done.
I like the way you match the color, the blue color of the label with their background there, that you use that to create the color of your background. I thought that looks good.
Yeah, that was kind of my intent once I decided it needed something, because the water and the background was just all white and black. There was really no tonality to it at all, so I threw the color into it.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. Cat.
Challenging one.
There. So I'm a little out of place. I'm about 2 in there because I deleted and edited a lemon and put it back in. So
Got it. Here we go.
Yeah.
No. So we have water over it's in water.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I have to say that I have never worked with such unruly subjects as lemons floating in water.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your I can't tell in Facebook here. This looks like it's in focus to me.
Yeah,
It is.
Okay.
The whole thing is in focus, except going back towards the back of the lemons there.
Uh-huh.
The focus. But the focus head is, well, I focused it on the bottle, obviously, but I'm pretty sure it's focusing on the coconut and lemon area.
Nice. It's all bright. You used a nice, you blended the color. I don't know if this is some Photoshop work in here to get the lemon to be the same color as this.
No, that was actually exactly the way it worked out. This is a shot that I had in mind. Like, I knew I wanted to do something with lemons, so I went shopping for something that looked for a little bottle. I was able to find this one at Sprouts for $2.50, which is just about my budget right now.
Sure.
And so I wanted to get something that was bright and cheerful and yellowy, but I was really stumped about what I was going to use to do. I had two thoughts in mind. One was to try to do a background with that had a yellow background light on it.
Right.
But I wasn't able to get anything at that camera angle that looked even remotely interesting to me. So I abandoned that idea. I went for just using the background of the container as the background. And I like that one a lot more. And so I just happened to find this gold cookie sheet that my roommate has in the cupboard there. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I really like how it looks like sand. So it has texture because of the metal, the way the metal is. So it kind of looks a little bit tropical to me.
Excellent. Worked out very well.
Yeah, I just used one overhead light.
Go back real quick and let me go back and find your, yeah. There
Yeah.
we go. We got the soft box over the top.
Yeah. And it was all one shot. I just lucked out. Actually, when I got to this conception, it was about 3 shots before this shot. And then I tried another 30 or 40 shots, and the lemons were just misbehaving like no one's business. So I wasn't able to get anything that I liked.
Oh, good job, Kat.
Thanks.
Nice, fun.
Yeah.
I think Andrea is next. Hi, Andrea. Nice sparkly shot. Are you there? Uh-oh. Got no audio, Andrea. Hold on, let me mute you. I will unmute you again. Nope, not there. Huh? What's going on? Andrea, I'm going to go. Can you hear me? Shake your head if you can hear me. Okay, I'm going to go on past you. Sometimes if you go out and come back in, the audio will work. We'll see if we can get your audio work. And if it doesn't, then watch on screen, but call in on your phone. That way we can chat. All right. All right, I'm gonna move on, and you go out and come back in. See if that fixes it. We'll come back to you when I see you come back in here. And Mr. Shaw.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Mark. There you go. Yes, sir. You're okay. I like what you're doing here. I like what you're working on. Okay. Couple of little things that grab me really quickly at the beginning. Quickly is your flare is not centered here.
Okay.
Your kicker light.
Mhm.
Yeah. Gotta move that a little bit over to the right. Cap looks good. Your liquid looks good, and we get the shape of the bottle. That's pretty cool. That comes in very nicely here. Very nice. And then I think I would probably make this background even darker to let that pool of light pop out. I like how you
Okay.
blended you did that right in Photoshop, blended your
Yes.
Horizon. Yeah, nice, very nice. This gray, for my mind, is a little too flat. Maybe we add a little blue to it, just a little bit of blue. So it's not so gray, because the blue helps make the yellow pop.
Okay.
And putting a warm color on top of the cool color. Logo looks pretty good. It doesn't, it doesn't, the logo doesn't look as sharp to me as the overall photograph.
That's odd because that was my.
Yeah,
focus
you're shot
point
at
for all.
f/22. I think it's just the fact that when you shoot type, it doesn't look sharp. It just
Okay.
doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Because there's no way at f/22 that you're not focused. So, bottle cap looks good. Yeah, overall nice, Mark. You've got to really, when you're using a spray light like that, you've got to really make sure that you're either dead on, right? Or purposely over to the side so far that we know that's where it's supposed to be. You're doing it for effect. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if it's just a little bit off, that is going to be a problem. So really
Okay.
good. Very good, Mark. Very good. And what is
Thanks, Don.
Yep. We have it behind the scenes, I think. Right there.
Yeah, one's for the splash and the other's for the bottle.
Got it. Nice.
Thanks,
Very
Tom.
good. Yeah, very good. Andrea, did we get the audio fixed?
Let's try.
There we
Can you
go.
hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, great.
Okay. Nice and bright, and you got a little splash coming to the back there.
Yes. Because
Nice.
the brief said there shouldn't be any water in the front, so it's only on the back.
Yeah. And how did you put your bottle, your little spritz on here? Is this half water, half glycerin?
It's only water.
Only water?
Yes.
When you're doing this in the future, get a little bottle of glycerin and mix your water 50% water and 50% glycerin. Then when you spray the beads on there, they'll stay.
Okay.
They'll stay for 20 minutes. The challenge, of course, is then when you do wipe them off, you do have to really clean it off because the gelatin will leave a film. So you really clean it off. And then you do it again and they'll just stay right in position. So if you spray it heavy here, they'll just stay instead of running, helter-skelter down. That doesn't seem to be a problem here. They look fine on here. You've got some interesting highlights here. You got a nice sharp highlight coming down here. Usually these sharp highlights can be a problem, but in this particular shot, they just give it that sunny, happy outside feeling. That's the type of highlight. These are the type of highlights we would get from natural light, sunshine, etc. This looks really good. The label looks really good, and your water's got that little bit of blue in it. Let's take a look on how you did it. Was it one shot?
Yes, only one.
Okay. And it's just one light as well?
Yes. Only the flash you can see in the picture.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of white cards all around.
Yeah, white cards and then the lights hitting the background, giving you your white background as well. All right, very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, now this is a little bit different than we had with the Old Spice, because this a little bit bigger, and it has that, I guess it's the translucence of the bottle that gives the overall effect of this sort of daylight thing. Yeah, cool.
That's what I wanted, because in fact the name of the product means light. So
Oh, okay.
So that's why I
Very
wanted
nice.
to have these lights visible on it.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
Down to Bob Royer.
Yeah,
How you doing?
okay.
Stormtrooper shower gel.
Yeah,
Okay, great splash. How many splashes did it take to get that, Rob?
I had my wife dropping the container, and I think we did it continuously for at least half an hour. My timing was off for probably 3 out of 4.
Yeah. And I gotta know how you did it. Oh,
Oh, backwards. Sorry, I
Oh,
got
I'm
my.
sorry. Oh, there we go. So what is the, is that water that's in there or?
Yeah, it's water with just a drop of food coloring in it.
And how are you dropping this into the water?
Yes,
Oh, so you're actually giving us an action shot here. This actually dropped in the water and you snapped it.
this is one shot. Yeah, I had all kinds of problems with this assignment, and I tried, photographing the container and doing the splash separate, and I just couldn't get anything I was happy with. So this is just one shot.
Nice.
You get such a perfect horizon line on that for the wood.
Oh, the only container I could find that worked for me was actually had a curved, was curved. So I had to do that in Photoshop, and I didn't know how to do. I think it was Mark that blended his in, and I didn't know how to do that in Photoshop.
Nice. Your light on your Star Wars, the highlight, the color consistency of the thing looks white to me. It doesn't look like you have a color cast to it. That's what it's supposed to be. And it looks nice and clean. All of this stuff looks clean. And I love your little bubble things coming out there, little droplets. Now, what strobe did you use?
I had a Godox speedlight on the left, or on the right rather, and on the left I had a 8200.
Okay, and they're tuned way down, right?
Yes, they are. One was 128th and the other was 164th.
Yeah, those Godox will freeze water at about a quarter stop. They'll really freeze it. There's really, really fabulous lights. Good job.
Thank you.
Fun stuff. And Lee. Is Lee here? Lee? Well, it's not like Lee to miss this show. Very nicely. This is very cool. A lot of action going on here. I would only because, and I know this is natural, but only because they look out of place. I would clean up a lot of these little white things through here. These little white bubbles. Not all of them up here, that looks more natural, but out here, they look a bit of a problematic. I would be in there just smoothing this stuff up a little bit. Up in here, maybe half of those. And half of those in there, but down here really smooth it up, clean it up. I know they're natural, but they look too, they're too visible to my eye. They're too visible, so they look like old-fashioned dust spots, and I know they're not. Very cool. And this is, I think Lee is dropping this bottle into the aquarium. Very cool. Cool. Judy Hernandez.
Hi, Don. Good morning.
Hi. What's going on here?
This is my attempt at doing the assignment. So it's 2 shots, one for the bottle and then one for the splash. And then I blended them in Photoshop. And then I put a gradient for that little spotlight behind the bottle. And that's it. But it took me all week. Boy, it cracks me up when somebody says it only took them a half hour. Because it took me every day for the week to come up with a splash that I was happy enough with to turn in.
Your bottle looks fine here. This is my wife's favorite brand, so I'm
Yeah.
familiar with these bottles. They have a unique property to them. They're not clear. They're like pearl.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
I
wipe
would-
off nicely too.
Uh-huh.
They
I
wipe
think-
off nicely because it's not paper. It's, a plastic film type of
Uh-huh.
a.
I would tell you to do this using like Vivesa. That's what I would use.
Uh-huh.
You've got a dark area here in the bottle and you got a dark area down here. That gives us the roundness. We've got the highlights here, got the nice highlight running up, and we got the darker area here. That gives us round, okay?
Right,
But in
right.
the label, I would grab Vivesa and just lighten this part and this part and this part. Just you capture that little darker gray there,
Uh-huh.
and then it'll only work with the grays, and then just a little nudge, maybe one tick, and it'll pull that up.
Okay.
It's like Vivesa, I call it the digital fill card.
Yes, I have it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It works so well for this kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I would do. Your splash looks fine. Horizon's in the right position. Lighting looks good. Yeah. And so you got a studio strobe on the green card. Is that what it's on?
Yeah, it was just such a dark green. I just didn't want that darkness. And I
Okay.
thought, well, I could always bring it up and post, but I thought I'd try the light. And I had to put a,
I like the idea. Get it in camera.
huh?
Get it in camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as little as I could do in post, that's what I was going for.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with doing it in post. I don't want anybody to think that, if you get it in camera, it's a better picture. There's nothing, but we have a craft. We are commercial photographers and we have a craft, and
Right.
that craft is what we have to keep going, and we'll constantly be upgrading our craft. But if we lose that, then we won't be any different than everybody else. And we don't want that. We want to maintain the craft that we have, believe me. All right, Dean.
Thank you.
Yes.
Judy? Hi, could I just ask Judy something?
Oh, sure.
Sure, what?
And I just wondering, what have you got the bottle sitting on or standing on or whatever? You have a green card and then you have something on top?
Oh, okay, there's a cookie sheet at the bottom to catch the water because it was rolling all over the place. This is actually a clean shot. I mean, I had more towels and water all over the place.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's a cookie sheet, and then there's that blue thing that's just an upside down plastic container just to give it height so I don't have to kneel when I'm, focusing.
Yeah.
And then there's just construction paper, green construction paper underneath, not a transparent, but a translucent piece of plexiglass.
Right.
Now, is that
And you didn't get
plexi?
any,
Is it Plexi or is it Lexan?
I don't know. I got it at the Home Depot.
How much was it?
I don't know, $7.
It's Lexan.
Oh, okay.
If it was plexiglass, it'd be about 50.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
and
Cool.
you didn't have any problem with the blue thing that
No.
you were standing it on?
No. It's a square container, so it's pretty stable. And I wasn't using a lot of water every time I splashed. Every time I did a lot of water in a little cup up, it just made a bigger mess, and it just made a big splash in front of the subject. So I started reducing the amount of water, and I don't think I ever used more than 3 tablespoons of water to try to get a splash. So it just was more controllable.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very nice. All right, Dean.
Hey, Don, how are you?
Good. This is down in the water, is it?
It's actually a glass plate with it's sitting on a glass plate, and I'm just coming
Oh,
from bottom.
okay.
So you got a blue background, which is the blue card in the back, and a blue gel on it.
And what are these drops? Where are these drops? Are they on the glass that's in front here? Or
Probably, I'd say, yeah.
okay. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, see how pretty that light coming through this is? That's what I'd like to see here.
Okay.
I'd like to, from the top. This is a cool bottle, Nautica. I don't know if I'm familiar with it. So you got the bottle here. I would have put a white card back here, just for one shot, okay?
Right.
Then you would have this all lit up in here. We'd see the bottle and everything. You take it out, then work on your bottle. Then
Right.
take this layer, goes below, this is Photoshop layer, goes below the one that you ended up with. And then you just put a mask on it and gently paint out the highlight here from the back. Or use a blend mode. If you use a blend mode, you'd probably leave your water droplets on here. I imagine you could use a soft light blend mode, mask it, and then use a soft light blend mode, and that would leave your drops on the bottle. This is cool. I'd like to see you reshoot this, okay?
Okay.
I think you could do a really good job with this bottle. Let's look at your set again here. So you've got a light shining down to the white card.
No, it's actually that's just sitting there in the background, but no, it's a light coming straight through from well, it's coming up on a 45 from underneath.
Okay, coming up on the bottle from underneath?
Yep.
Okay, all right. And is there any cards or anything up here, any soft boxes?
The blue card's what sees the reflection that makes the bottle look like that.
Got it.
Did you drop did you just drop water on the bottle from above? Is that how it's sort of clouded? It looks like it's inside an aquarium.
Yeah, well, I think that's part of that reflection from the glass itself when the light comes through. So there's a bit of spray from the, because what I've done is I've sprayed a nozzle spray across it to get that look across it.
So you sprayed it from the top or side?
No, from the side. Actually sprayed it onto the glass and then it's sprayed up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, really cool. Very cool. Keep working it. You got an idea there. I've not seen that done. You've got something going, but work on those highlights on the side of that bottle. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
That color coming through it. Christina.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I tell you, Don, this class has been the most challenging thing I've done all year.
Good.
Just the tabletop period, which is good because I've never done tabletop photography at all. And so this particular class, because I haven't taken any of your other classes on splash photography, I got my first room soaking wet, and then I just moved to the bathroom because I didn't think it made more sense to me to just try to do it over the tub.
Sometimes.
So
Yeah.
it was a small space, so I didn't have a lot of control over lighting. my bathroom has 2 rooms, and so the tub is in the smaller, darker space. So I put my softbox behind me, and that was really all the light that I had. I put a white card up above, straddling the shower and the curtain rail. But I didn't have, and then a white card behind the actual container, but I didn't have any room to put like white cards or anything else on either side. So, and then of course, last night, Photoshop froze on me, and what you're seeing is a screenshot because it wouldn't let me save, it wouldn't let me do anything. And so rather than lose the little work I'd done, I took a screenshot. So I couldn't go back and do any gradients or anything. And the splash is coming in from the left. I was going to take that and move it down so it looked like it was coming around through the back of the jar, but that's as far as I got. So.
Very cool. Nicely done. We need some contrast
Yes.
in the label. It's a
Yeah.
little flat, but your highlight through here looks good, and your label looks like it's lit up very nice. We just really want to get some contrast in here. And I don't know what this is. I think that's plenty dark over here, and I think it's plenty contrasty. I kind of like your front lighting, throwing the shadows. The shadows are fun. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Do we have a picture of your bathroom here? There it
Yes.
is. That's classic. That's really classic. Yeah.
I went to the thrift store and I bought all those towels because I needed something long and
Sure.
so covered up the floor, and yeah, so it was through a doorway into the tub.
Yeah. And where's your light? Back over here?
Right behind the camera there.
Oh, behind
High
the
up.
camera. Okay.
Yeah, that's there's my camera stand
Yeah.
in the forefront. So just to the left and right above there is the light, the
Got it.
softbox.
Oh, I can see the shadow from it here. Yeah. Okay. Was that shadow happening when you shot? Doesn't look
No,
like it.
well, that's cropped all the way up to the edge of that what it's sitting on. So honestly, I couldn't tell you from where I cropped it if it was actually on there. I don't actually see it on the finished.
Got it. Okay, nice. There, okay, there's the, you're getting, okay, so it's a softbox far away. So that's why we're getting the sharp shadows. Got it?
Right. And then I have a speed light on my camera set at 1/16. So that's what brightened it up. That was my
Okay.
salvation.
All right, good. Good. What were you using for a lens? How far back out were you?
I had my 250 on, that's what I had. The lens I had on. So
a 250?
Yeah, 35 250, yeah.
Oh, okay, it's a zoom?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and you were zoomed out to 250?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you were safely away from that water.
Yes, so I didn't have to. I had plastic. Actually went and bought a new roll of plastic for it, but ended up not having to use it. So
cool. Is Jay here?
Yeah.
All right, Jay. So what do we got going on here?
Well, this was I saw Carla's photograph, which I thought was really very nice, and so I tried to do something of that nature. This is in a 9x12, I guess, or 9x16 baking tray, about 2 inches high, 3 inches high. So that's had water in it, put some food coloring in that, and then I dropped fake ice cube in, and for the splash. I shot the bottles separately and then put it back in. And then I tried out the sky replacement tool in Photoshop, which it just came in this year, so I never had used it. So I used that.
Okay.
Oh, and then there's a light underneath, and there's a light behind the scrim in the back. So there's a AD200 on the right. There's just a flash on the other side, speed light on the other side, and going. Those are the two main lights, and then there was a fluorescent light on the back and below.
Okay. And you used the sky replacement did you put a sky back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I modified it.
Okay, cool. These splashes are a little disconnected from.
Yeah, I didn't quite know how to get the actual drops that's above the coloration that I put in. I never figured that out.
Okay. All right, good. Good. Michelle.
Hello.
Oh, good grief, Michelle. What are you doing here? What a mess. How long did it take you to clean up after making your shot?
Quite a bit. My dog licked a lot of the milk off the floor.
Oh my.
He was under the table while I was shooting.
Oh yeah. Is this regular milk or is this like soy milk or something like that?
Just ordinary milk.
Yeah. If you can get thicker milk like soy or something like that, it'll work a little bit better. But you did a
Okay.
hell of a good job with regular milk. So, regular milk is just very thin and it's like water. And then you got the honey coming down here. Is this honey up here as well?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Wow.
I tried to, because it's milk and honey body wash, I incorporate the two.
Yeah. How fun. It's a fun shot. It's cool. Like I say, it's quite a mess. This would be a fun shot to show people. Absolutely. We're always going to do what the client wants, but what you're showing here is like what you did, which is, you were the client here. And there's a lot going on. How did you get the milk to do this? Are you throwing it?
I threw it, yeah. Not a clue how it wrapped around like that. I don't know. I don't know.
And then this is composited in?
I shot the bottle on its own. So the splashes are two different shots and the honey dribbles another shot. Yeah.
Got it. Well, your light looks great. Your label looks great. Everything looks good. I like your gradients in your background. It just looks like a happy, sunny bees and cows day here. Very good. And okay. All right, 2 big boxes in, scrimmed off the background. Is there a light on the background?
Yes, there is. There's a light on the background with a yellow gel on.
Got it.
Yeah.
How fun. I love where you put your horizon right in the right spot, lowering the horizon, keeping the product up high. And what is the product sitting on?
It's like a slate tile.
Okay.
I can nudge that, I can fix that.
And so
It's an
the
easy
tile
fix,
is
actually.
reflecting the background very nicely.
Mm.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Patricia.
All right, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Cute little splash here. How did you do it?
That was trying to dunk it into the water, the colored, the water with some food dye in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I attached a rod to the bottle so as I could kind of dunk it in a bit. But I had to say I was a bit challenged with this one because I don't know, I couldn't get the splashes to work very well. But I could get better splashes, but not with the bottle. And then I had trouble trying to put them in Photoshop. So I ended up just going with more or less, it's not quite a straight shot, but it's the bottle. I took the bottle initially clean and then the splash the way it was. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, the splash looks good. I'm gonna suggest that do you have Nick, Patricia?
I do, yeah. I'm only starting to use
Okay.
the Nick software. I've had it for ages and I forgot I had it.
Oh
Somebody
yeah,
mentioned it to
I
me.
gotta tell you, I love it. I really do. You've got this dark panel in the front because you got your lights on the side, and this bottle is so, it's got just enough shine to give a studio black. In other words, this is where your camera is, right? There's nothing for it to reflect. So I would get Vivesa, make the circle go out about that big, and I'd put one there, and I'd put one here with the circle out about that big, and I'd put one here with the circle out about that big. Okay. Then I would come in and put the circle right here on that blue, because this blue circle here, when you do the blue circle to pop that a little bit brighter, because this is blue, it won't mess with your white. It's only going to do the blue in it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's
sort of, yeah.
The only reason I bought Nick was for this, because I do this kind of burning and dodging a lot, and it really made it nice.
So which part of Vivesa is that? Sorry.
I'm sorry?
Which part of the Vivesa thing is that?
It's Vivesa. That is Vivesa.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I haven't used it much.
Same thing here. You put your point here, stretch the circle out to about there, and you'll bring that highlight up, and right about here, and you'll bring that highlight up, and it'll really, really, really nice, make a nice job on your image. Okay. And the nice thing about Vivesa is that they are editable. So you can go back to that Vivesa layer, click on the little point and lower it if it's too bright, or bring it up if you need a little bit more, and then go back to your page. So yeah, works pretty well.
I think if I was better at blending in Photoshop, because I had one better image of the bottle on its own, because I used a white card between the thing and the camera, so there was a bit more light going into the front. But I couldn't manage to blend that properly in with the splash shot, so it all got too complicated for me. So
on your oops, I gotta get the brush off here. On your lighting, what you want to do, I gotta turn the brush back on here. What you want to do is you want to get something to come across here. If you hang a white card right down here, just like that, just above the lens, so the lens can't see it. So what you want to do is drop it down till the lens sees it, and then pull it up. There's enough light coming off of this and off of this that'll light that card up, and that'll light up 95% of the front of that.
All right. What I had done was put a card coming. I don't know if you can see from the angle, a card coming from more or less the table up to underneath the camera. Yeah, up to underneath the camera lens.
Okay, so you had a card like coming like this.
On the bottle shot that I didn't end up using because I couldn't blend it in, but but yeah, I think you're right. Having it over it would have been better. But
yeah.
Yeah.
In this particular case, yes.
I'm not I say this is all a bit new to me. So
oh, my goodness, look how well you're doing. Come on, you're doing fine.
Thank you.
Good, keep at it. Absolutely.
I'm certainly finding it interesting. So,
good.
Yeah.
Good. Asha.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey,
Hi, Asha. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. That is quite a wave. Really, you know what? I think I would, if I was the art director, I think I'd come right in here like this. A little bit to one side, you know. So much action. I love this down here. This is very cool stuff down here. You got stuff coming in front of the label, but so what? You know, it's portfolio shot. It's not an ad shot. And we don't know. There's an art director out there who would absolutely love the stuff coming in front of the label, right? There's also an art director who would say, oh, we can't put anything in front of the label. As long as you can do either one, you're fine. You're gold. Your lighting on the bottle looks really good. I like this little bit of reflection we've got right here. That's pretty nice. And you got a little bit of it there. That's pretty nice all the way through here. This cap looks great because it's translucent, so we can see what's underneath it. Very cool. Great place for your. Now, is this on a black shiny surface?
No, it's on a white shiny surface.
Okay. All right, and there's a little bit of a blue tint to the background. Is that what is that?
That must be by my monitor not seeing it.
I'm sorry, say it
Because
again.
I said it must be my monitor not seeing it properly because it should be white.
Oh, it should be white?
Yeah. If you look at the BTS, you can see that it's.
Yeah, it's not quite white. All right, how far is this edge of the table to the background?
Probably around a foot.
About a foot? And your light is coming from this snoot and what else?
Behind that, behind the script. Right behind the script.
Okay, behind the scrim, so it's a kind of a dark field lighting there coming through here. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna have to tune it up just a little bit more. Here, let's do this. Let's put it down here into this thing. And I don't, have you guys been experiencing weird Photoshop stuff? Not, I mean, like from last Tuesday till yesterday morning, Photoshop did nothing but freeze, crash. It would take 45 seconds to save a 1 megabyte file. It was crazy.
Yes.
I think it's the M1 chip that we need now. In order to make Photoshop and Lightroom work, we need that M1 chip.
Well, and as of yesterday, it works fine.
Oh, really? Well, maybe
I have no idea. But
I cannot use most of the, I can't use any of those plugins. I had bought those plugins. What's the one?
How old is your computer?
I have a 2014 MacBook. Yeah, just a MacBook. It's a MacBook Pro 13-inch, but
okay,
it's so slow now.
Yeah. I had to give up my 2016 because it was too slow. Yeah, no, you don't need the M1. You can run all the Photoshop stuff on non-M1, but on that machine, I don't think you could. You got what, 8 gigs of RAM?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
think
is.
there's 16 gigs of RAM in this one. I'm pretty sure I beefed it up when I bought it, but it's been slowing down more and more and more and more. They really, every time I upgrade it in any way. But I'm looking at maybe one of those new iMacs that have the M1 chip, or even the Mac Mini, that little one.
The Mac Mini is fabulous.
Yeah.
Can you use the Mac Mini with the Mac Pro or with the iMac? I mean, can you combine both and use the iMac as a screen?
If you have an old iMac, you can use the screen from the iMac because the iMacs have an HDMI or whatever that plug is for it, the back. Yeah, you can use just the screen of your iMac for your Mac Mini. Yes.
Right. So maybe that's because I'm experiencing the same thing. Every time I grow up, my software goes slow. So And I think it is the upgraded that needs more
Well,
capacity.
they
Yeah.
just need more power all the time. So Asha, this is what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna find out if this background is white, and we're gonna do that up here with the info palette and drag it out here. Well, shut my mouth. It's 254, 254, 254, and I am not going to presume to be able to see 1 point difference between 254 and 255. You are right, Asha. It is white. It just, for some reason, it did not look white to me, but it is. You can't get much whiter except by 1 point. So yeah, very good. Cool. I stand corrected. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Where'd it go? We're up here. Share screen. There we go. All right, very good. Very nicely done, Asha, all the way through. How long did it take you to shoot this?
The shot took, I mean, the splash. So the splash took about half an hour.
Okay.
And because I had time this time, so I said, okay, let me take 2 images, like you say. So the top half of it is a different image. I wanted some of the water drops. I didn't want it to be blank. So I took an image which had a bit of water drops, and then I blended that in, or my way of blending it in.
Sure.
I erased it. Like you said, I brought it into to this one, put it below, and then I erased out whatever I didn't want in the splash shot.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. That's what I did.
Makes
I
a
mean,
pretty.
I did think about the Nick and the Vivesa. I wished I had that because I would have liked to, lighten the aroma moments. But my Mac is like really, really, really old. So it's like 2011. So there's no way I can get anything for that.
Yeah. 2011.
Yeah.
That's a 10-year-old Mac.
Yeah.
And it's still running.
It runs beautifully, yes.
Well, wow. That's fantastic.
The thing is, I have not upgraded the iOS because the guy who did it up told me, don't upgrade it. If you upgrade it, it's going to go really slow.
Yep.
Because of which I have the Photoshop 2017. I have Lightroom, God alone knows which year.
Sure.
But it works for me with what I have.
I upgraded mine. I have actually I have 6 iMacs. The one I upgraded last week, the last week preview, I was upgrading my iMac 2011, and I installed on it the Monterey, the new OS.
Mm-hmm.
I took the graphic card, the metal one, and upgraded that. If you change the graphic card on your Mac, you can upgrade to the Monterey one, the latest one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
some
find
of the Macs can't be upgraded, the Mac Pros, because the graphics card, the motherboard, everything is a single unit. That was what was wrong with mine. I had a 2016.
Yes.
And I took it down to get it. I thought, well, I'll get a new motherboard put in it. And they said, there is no motherboard. It is the computer is the computer. Can't replace the motherboard, can't replace the graphics card. We could change the RAM. We changed the RAM, and I could change the hard drive. But that was it. There was nothing else I could do. Earlier ones and now later ones, more things are fixable, but I think from 2010 through 2014, they were all solid one pieces of the MacBook Pros anyway. I don't know about the other ones, but I know that I have an iMac 27 here, and if something goes wrong with the iMac 27, it's big pain to get it fixed.
It's a white one?
What's
The
that?
white? The white one?
It's
have
just
one
it's
for that
silver.
old.
Silver.
Ah, silver.
Yeah.
The generation, the next after the white one. I have one from 2006. Yes, 20
Mhm.
inches. But yes, I asked about the Mac Pros, what you told before, and that one Mac Pro that I had from 2014 that cost me about 5,000 euro, and can't be upgraded now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
that's
much money for 5 years. Macs are for 5 years at most.
that's the thing that's it's anybody who's got anything from about 2015 on is going to be looking at upgrades, because as the OSs are taking more memory, Photoshop's needing more memory, Lightroom's needing more memory, lots more memory. As we fall in love with some of these tools, like you know, isolate the sky and the masking tool in Lightroom, you know, that's lots and lots of computing power to do it. So
Yes, because they use the new programs 64 bits instead of
Yep.
32.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just on a Mac Mini, but I got the 16 gig one. I think people would struggle if they got the Mac Mini with the 8 gig one.
excellent. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, Don, can you explain more about the last assignment? It could be anything as long as there's a sense of composition on it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm using food there as an example, but you'll see down below people have done other things. Yes, but it's really composition. Really, really work your composition, and the composition should be the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's kind of you're gonna spend some time with it. So.
So
All right,
we have
everybody.
to submit. Oh, Don,
Yeah.
we have to submit 2 images.
Does it say that?
Yes, it does.
Okay, no, we will not have time to do 2 images from everybody. I will fix
Okay.
that. So
Yeah, I
just one.
wanted that clarification. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right, everyone, have a great one.
These here, by
Okay,
the way,
thank you,
Don.
Don.
Thanks, Dawn.
Thanks,
There.
Don.
All right,
Thank
bye-bye.
you, everybody.